For today's assignment, you're going to be using a research guide to create a research paper over a current topic. To get to the research guide, you're going to first go to the library website. The library website is at bit.ly/capital C, capital H, capital S, and then lowercase library. bit.ly/capital C, capital H, capital S, library. The library website will then appear. On the left, you're going to find the research guides link. It's the fourth one down. When you click on that, you'll get a list of courses in alphabetical order. We're going to scroll down to English 4 and choose the research paper link. At this point, you'll see the research paper guide. For this assignment, as I said, you'll be researching one of 5 current events, and then you'll write a research paper discussing your point of view on the topic. The first thing on the research guide are the research resources. You're required to have 3 reputable sources for your final paper. One of the sources you locate should be in favor of your position, and one should refute the position. I have 2 links linked below. The first one is for the online research resources, and the second one is for the card catalog to find print resources should you want to do some offline research. When you click on the online resources link, it's going to open up McInVIA. To log into McInVIA, you'll first choose Centennial High School, Frisco, Texas. Then you'll use your student ID and usual password. It'll automatically open up a group for you that's titled English 4 Research Paper. In this research group, it has several databases that can help you depending on which of the 5 current events you're researching. It also has some web links to specific websites for those sources. Additionally, it has links for EasyBib and Purdue Online Writing Lab to help you with MLA formatting. And finally, it has some search engines if you want to search beyond the databases on the World Wide Web. So you can see that it has the title of the database or the item, and it'll tell you what information can be found on it. Once you find one you would like to use, you'll click the green Open Now button. So, for example, if I would like to research concussions, I'm going to find anything on concussions that's helpful. So obviously this one says, can science solve football's concussion crisis? So this is about concussions. I could also use this link, the CHS customized news search engine, to research reputable news sites that are on the internet for current articles on concussions. I could use the EBSCOhost database to find articles on concussions. I could use GVRL, which is the ebook platform, to find online electronic books that discuss concussions. I could use a search engine like Instagrok to find sources on the internet. So I have a variety of information in this group that I could use. To help you narrow it down, on the research guide, I've given you some tips. Number 1, it says to brainstorm ideas regarding the pros and cons of each topic, try the Gell Opposing Viewpoints database, and I've given you a picture. So I can go back to the group and specifically find the Gell Opposing Viewpoints database right here and click Open Now. On the Gell Opposing Viewpoints database, it's going to give me both points of view on the current topic that I'm researching so I can understand the pros and the cons related to this topic. That'll help me develop some search terms to look for when I get into other databases or if I go on the internet and search on a search engine. The next thing on the tips says to find research to use in your essay, try EBSCOhost or Gell. So once I've gotten the pros and the cons from the Opposing Viewpoints database, I can then move on to one of these other 2 databases, EBSCO or Gell, to find articles specific to that topic. To find ebooks, I said to use GVRL, and again I have a picture here so you can find it easily when you go into the Mac and VIA group. Beyond the databases and ebooks, I've also suggested a couple of search engines. So you can see here that I have SweetSearch and Yippee listed as possible search engines to use. So although they are within the database here, so if I scroll down and find SweetSearch and click Open Now, I've now gone beyond the database to a search engine online, and I can search for articles just like I would on Google or whatever your favorite search engine is. So those are the items that are linked in the online resources link. The other link I told you was the card catalog. So if I click there, it's going to open up the online card catalog to see if we have anything in print on the topic you're interested in. If you're researching social media and technology, for example, you can type in social media, and every print book in the library that has the topic of social media is going to populate. Now it came back with 257 items. You can narrow that down by going over here on the left and choosing collection and then nonfiction. Since you're doing research, you need nonfiction sources. So that's already cut out 100 of those items to get it to 177. From there, you could look at subjects over here on the left, and you could find out social life and customs, social aspects, social conditions, because those would have to do with the effect social media has had on our culture. And that would narrow it down even more. You can see if I choose social aspects, I've only got 9. If I choose social life and customs, I've only got 57. So I've now narrowed it down even further from the 257 articles I had in the beginning. To see where it is in the library, you'll simply look at shelf location, and it'll give you the number where it's located and the letters. Nonfiction is numerical on the shelves, so you would find the 300s for this particular one. So you'd go 302.23, and then you would find STE. So it'll be located in that area on the shelf. If you ever need help finding a book in the library, you can always ask Ms. Turner or one of the library aides. All right, in addition to these 2 research resources, we also have some resources for MLA formatting. You're going to be writing an annotated bibliography for this assignment. On the research guide, I've given a description of what an annotated bibliography is and instructions on how to format one. An annotated bibliography is going to provide your reader with research resources you found that you think could be helpful in researching your topic. So that means you're going to actually have to not just pull the first resources you find, but read through them and determine whether they would be credible sources and useful sources for this particular assignment. You can see here that I have an example of an annotated bibliography, and if you click on it, it will open up and you can read what Purdue Online Writing Lab has to say about an annotated bibliography and how to format it. You can use Purdue University's Online Writing Lab or EasyBib to help you create your citations for that annotated bibliography. Once you're done with your bibliography, you're then going to be writing a rough draft. That's what the next 2 items under MLA formatting are for. I gave you some information about parenthetical documentation, which includes paraphrasing and embedding quotes. There's a tutorial right here if you want further information about it, as well as an example sheet that will show you how you go from quoted information, original quotes, to embedding that information or paraphrasing that information, and then how to parenthetically document it. I've also got an essay format here for you so you can see what your essay should look like if it's formatted correctly, including the parenthetical documentation and a sample works cited page. The final item on this research guide is regarding note-taking. You are more than welcome to take notes on notebook cards or index cards or to use Google Docs to take notes, but I also highly recommend Scribble, which is an online note-taking tool, and it will allow you to annotate both PDFs, websites, and anything else that you find online, and it will save that source for you as a permanent link. That way, if you're at home looking at it again, you don't have to remember where you found that item or log into a database or anything. It's going to be saved in its entirety, including your notes within the Scribble database that you create. There are instructions for what to do to download the Scribble toolbar to allow you to do annotating and to cite your source. There's also a short video tutorial here if you've never used Scribble before and want some further information before using it to take notes. If at any time you have questions with your research, please stop by the library and see Ms. Turner. She is always happy to help. Good luck with your research.